Sagas of the Shimmering Seas, The Hidden Tomb of Akarut. I'm here with my wonderful humans that are awesome, though they are not playing humans, mostly. Entirely. No one's playing a human. Hey, shock. And with that, let's do a quick little round robin and see how everyone leveled up this week and what they took. We hit level 16, so let's see what all that amounts to, starting with Emily. Emily, what did Celia take?
I moved up to level 16 wizard, so Celia got 2 spells. She took Blood Slave, which sounds really bad. And it's fine. And Telepathic Bond, which is slightly less bad.
Oh, fair enough.
And her ability improvement, she took 2 to Constitution.
You improved your Constitution by 2. Wow, that must have raised your hit points some too, right?
Did it?
Yes, by 16.
By 16?
Yeah, because if your Constitution goes up to +1, then all of your previous hit point levels go up by 1.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. That's really cool.
That feel good?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lyra's still sitting here with like 12 hit points.
I know.
I'm at 76.
You're at 76 hit points, Lyra? Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. You are still less than half of Tis. It's fine. Lyra, what did you take on your level up?
I put 2 points to intelligence, so now it's +3.
Nice.
And I'm still looking through spells.
Ooh, you're still picking your spells. Get a new spell.
Yes. And I got 5 hit points.
5 more hit points? Gotta love it. Bam.
Right.
Popping you up above 3/4 of 100. Gotta love it. I'm a fan. Jack, Flaying Zero, what did you take?
I took hit points and a level 15 Eldritch Knight, which is the ability to teleport.
Nice. I want to teleport.
Yes. So, but that's it.
I'm just saying, if I could teleport 30 feet once every hour or so, that would be great. I'm just saying, my life is pretty leisurely, but if I could teleport 30 feet that way and grab a glass of water and then walk back, I would be okay with that.
Oh, I just realized something super cool. Okay. So can I have okay, I'm not sure how to explain this, but I have the spell Tiny Hut, right?
True.
If cast upon the war wagon, right? Would that make just basically a safe place? Could I make that the wagon pretty much?
You want to have the wagon have a tiny hut on it? Is that your idea?
Not necessarily. I effectively just use it as a magical barrier while we sleep. The same effect as Tiny Hut, right? But it just applies to the wagon.
The wagon is too big.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
If you have a magnificent mansion or something like that, you could do that, but
fair.
The tiny hut is 10 feet. You could have a dome on top of the wagon that would be protected,
fair.
That you could not leave.
But just a thought. Yeah. Anyways, yes, that is what I've got, man. That's all I got.
Absolutely. Always a reminder that the tiny hut person who casts tiny hut cannot leave the tiny hut, which makes it rough for you. And last but not least, Marcus playing Tis, our paladin.
20 points of lay on hands now. What else? My charisma has a modifier of 5 now, which along with a level bumps my spell list to 13 or something. I forget because I have other stuff. I think that's it. My hit points are 171. Yeah, par for the course.
Yeah, so you bumped your charisma to 20. So now you have a 29 strength and a 20 charisma.
Just normal.
And an 18 constitution. I mean, plus 16 hit points does not sound bad, I will admit. But, there you go. No one took a feat. That's interesting. Normally, I'm very used to people taking feats at the end of the game. They're just like, my character's built, I'll just take another feat, that sounds fun. But instead, you guys made yourselves even more powerful. And you know what? Mad props and respect for that.
I did consider taking a feat, but I couldn't find one cool enough. So.
Couldn't find one cool enough. Fair enough. I get it. Okay. So there you guys are. In a desert, heading north. Heading north from the temple, heading towards a wizard's tower. When you meet a person, she is from the Grand Accord, and has been sent to investigate how much of a problem this thing is, before the Grand Accord really decides whether they're going to do anything about it. And so there she is, investigating, figuring stuff out. When she comes across you guys, she gives you some more information. Apparently, a town, Rohut, has been completely overrun. And by overrun, I mean conquered entirely. And by conquered entirely, I really mean converted into undead subjects of King Akarut. And you guys, I'm a little unclear on what we're doing, but either we're heading to Rohut, or we are heading past Rohut to the Ziggus Tower in the north, the Tower of Discovery. I think that's right. Now suddenly I'm regretting not having my map with me, but that's okay. To figure out who's there and what's there, and see if there's any assistance there for your fight with the undead. But there's also a possibility that we're going to just sort of head to Rohut. You then continued north, and you found a ram's head skull in the desert, and someone picked it up, and it screamed at you that this was the territory of Akarut. And I think that's where we ended. Is that correct? Sound good? Awesome. Yep. The camel skull, we were talking to it? Did it reply to you? Yeah, I think it said this is the territory of Akarut, get out.
It's okay, yeah.
It said go and tell all your friends that this is
You're
the
gonna
territory.
die. That's what it is.
It was not saying it particularly quietly.
Who's holding it?
I think I was holding it.
Okay, Lyra, this camel skull has said this to you.
I think Lyra's gonna nudge, like, just drop it on the floor and kick it over it.
Lands in sand. Dust cloud pops up.
Well, that was interesting. And I think she's just gonna walk away. Head back to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay, hold up though. I'm gonna ask Celia, is it possible to rewire the magic connection on this skull, like for it to because it's some sort of speaking spell that's cast on the object? Would you be able to not recast it but tamper with it so that we could use it?
I can dispel it. I'm not sure whether I can half dispel and tamper with it.
Because something that may be very interesting and fun is a loudspeaker for our caravan, and that seems like the perfect loudspeaker if we could at least mess with it a little bit. But I'm not quite sure if that's even possible. But you're the resident mage.
The biggest fan of having a camel skull in the cart, but also a camel skull that is technically Akarut's property doesn't really seem the object to be doing this with.
That is kind of true.
Taking a laptop that is technically your enemy's and just going, yeah, I have this. I don't really care what's on it.
While wearing the cloak of Thoxes. Let's see, what else have we installed that's direct property? So
probably a lot.
Yeah, fair. But I get the understanding. It might be a way for them to track us. So
I am tempted to just cast a spell magic on it anyway, though, because it's not good either way.
I think it's helpful.
Like, at minimum, it's causing terror.
You're right, but is that like? I think that's useful because, like, let's say somebody is just like, oh yeah, there is no warning, there's no skull, right? Like, they wander into town and they get eaten alive, like, right? Like,
I guess.
yeah.
I don't know who's like that out of touch that they would do that. But I guess there must be someone. There's always someone who doesn't watch the news.
Yeah, like half the time I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast 2 hours after eating it. So, to forget that a giant invasion of the land is going on is entirely possible. So,
Okay.
all right, yeah, I guess we leave it.
Okay.
Yeah, just walk away, I guess.
Okay. Continuing north. It is at this point that I have to ask you, are you guys heading for Rohitol or are you heading for the Wizard's Tower? Yep.
The wizard's place.
I think morally we are not kind of bound, but inclined to go to Rohitol and rescue survivors, if there are any, because I don't think
there are any survivors.
You never know. Like, and I think that, like, at the end of the day, because we are the ones responsible for unleashing this terror, like, we should do the best that we can to minimize the damage.
Like, whatever we all think works.
Well, we were originally aiming for the wizard's place, the Oracle lookout. But the like through Rahotol was the easiest way. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be going from like a traveled desert route. Not that it's not a desert, but there's like there's traveled routes to like the wild expanses of the desert.
I'd say two birds with one stone, right?
More if we go to the tower first, before Rohitol.
Yeah, I think Monica will actually step in at this point and really like just hammer it home. Well, I mean, there's plus and minuses to both perspectives, right? If we go to the tower first, we're talking about having a little bit more preparation on our part, but we're also talking about having a little bit more preparation on the enemy's part, and who knows what they can do with more time. So it's really just a matter of like, are we more in a sense of urgency and want to deal with this now, or are we more wanting more prep work and time?
Yeah, and if our goal is to rescue survivors, then literally the more time that we waste not doing that means less people that we rescue. So the dangerous route might be the best. Good.
Can I ask her, like, do you think there'll be many survivors? Do you think there's anything to save?
No, but I think there's more destruction to prevent.
Okay.
But
I'm happy to go then.
I don't. Either way, just to be very honest, you all seem very capable, and if Tis can do what they say and challenge this person thing to a duel and win, and solve the problem, that would be great. But just to be very candid, my first and foremost duty is to report back on the situation. If it escalates or gets out of hand, or I think that you guys are in a situation where you're going to lose, I'm going to abandon you so that I can go get an army or something somehow and get something here.
Sure.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I really wanted to make that clear because sometimes people get like mad when you abandon them.
No, abandon us whenever you like.
Great. Awesome.
We can do really stupid things sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'm like, here, I want to help. I'm going to be a part of the team, and I'm all gung ho and like, bam, bam, let's punch the bad guys or whatever. But yeah, I just really wanted to make that clear.
Yeah, that is fair. So, are you happy with us? Would you like to come with us to
Rohitol?
Yeah.
That's I don't know who named these places, but they were very stupid. Really? Thank you, Marcus. Out of game.
I like it a lot, yeah.
Yes, I'll take it.
Like many of the names, I'm just bad at talking.
No, it's fine. The other day, one of my groups spent 20 minutes in character making fun of my naming conventions. It was great.
Aww.
Oh, Rohan. Okay, I was like thinking like it
Ah.
always popped up in my mind, and whenever I heard that, I'm like, oh, where is that from exactly? And I was like, oh.
Fair enough. I'll take it. Well, that's the plan then. So wait, you do? Sorry, did you say we are going directly to Rohitol to directly challenge him directly to his face?
Yeah.
Sure.
Probably 2 days.
Before we head off, there's something that you all should do. It happened shortly after the whole getting brainwashed by Adia's thing, so I thought I'd give it some breathing room, just kind of break up those fuck ups. I lost my powers. I lied. I did a lie. So all the Tisselds are stored up and like mentally attempts to cast something.
What do you attempt to cast?
Searing Smite.
You're used to boiling water, and instead, a little bit of dampness just appears on the hilt of your blade, and your hand feels a little moist.
Water thermal vent magic spell thing, so that's about all I can muster right now.
So
What did you lie about?
We were robbing the potion store. I told one of the attendants that we would watch Zerial, who he didn't know was with us, while he went to get Sonshore's guards. It was useful, but yeah, it is what it is.
You broke your oath for me?
Well, for all of us, really, for the potions and for all of us. It seemed necessary.
Are you okay now? Are you holding up all right?
Other than not being able to make my sword blow up and everything.
Is there a way you can get?
Yeah, that was my next question.
Like your magic back, I suppose.
But so I was gonna try to contact Yamis through Dreamer's Thorn. I was gonna try to dream my way there. I can still do that. I can check, but otherwise I need just pauses. A very heavy pause. I need a god to make an oath to. We have a few options. I think. I guess I have a few options. The 6, although I don't know how to contact them from outside of their temples. And then just yeah. Please, yeah.
Do you still feel attached to Yemis though? Do you want to keep your oath to Yemis? Or do you want to change?
For the first part of that, Vanish, do I feel any attachment to Yamis?
That's between you and your character. I'm definitely not going to decide that for you. Do you believe in community? Do you believe in the things, in the tenets that Yemis has put forth? And if so, are they still as important to you when you first made your oath? And if yes, then perhaps you do still feel attachment to it. If no, then perhaps you want to make a new attachment to a new god.
Okay. As far as my connection to Yemis goes, it's been a little bit challenged. When Adius took me over, he used all of my powers as if there was no limit to them, as if they could be used against anyone, namely my friends, my community. So that troubles me. Uh, that kind of shook me and I think put me in a place to be able to not be as connected. Um, as far as whether I want to reestablish that connection, I mean, yeah, I want to believe in community as much as I did, but it's also, I mean, look at the guild. That's what that was. And now it's a body of people who hate me very intensely. Honestly, for very valid reasons. So, yeah, my whole understanding and feelings toward community are a little on the rocks, I will say. So I'm not in a rush to reestablish that right now.
Well, you mentioned the Temple of the Six, and if you ever want to talk about that, then hit me up. I'm not going to rush you. Do you want to Dreamer's Thorn try your conversation soon, or would you rather wait for a bit?
Get something going.
Okay. Should we go in the cart and try that now?
Cyril, how are you feeling about this?
I feel honestly slightly concerned. I mean, it's one of those things where I had always funny enough, in a way, I do blame myself for the actions of Tis, and that is a difficult thing to process because effectively, like, if it weren't for things going awry, if it weren't for the idea of the plan, which I'm pretty sure, I'm not quite sure. I'm assuming, I'm just assuming that it was me that got up the plan to rob the potion store. Like, it could have, but like, if it weren't for like everything else, like, he would have never broken his oath. So I feel like do. I wouldn't say anything because I want to keep up the impression of like stoicism and for people to have somebody to rely on, but I do think that like this is something that would weigh heavily on my mind.
So you take blame then for corrupting him?
Yeah. And I think that like it's a difficulty because like it's one of those things that is not very easily taken. Like, there are, I think, like, if I were to inject some of my own, like, personal understanding into the character of Zerial, I do believe that like he would think that things that are actually good and things that like are pure and uncorrupted and innocent, right, are very rare in the world that they live in, and it's one of those things that to remove that sort of, I guess, like innocence is terrible. It's absolutely like, even for somebody with a hardened and very you know um, aching heart, like I think that is a wound that would still cut deep.
Absolutely. Lyra, your friend Tis has just implied that they might be swearing an oath to the gods of to the Temple of Six, but they've also sort of implied that they might be swearing an oath to you. How would you feel about that?
I think Lyra would start comparing it to the people who have followed her already, and whether they feel like they're bound by an oath at the same time, and wondering what has she, or rather has she sort of forced a kind of oath onto them, or has she only implied one, or are they just following her anyway through actions rather than anything she stipulated? And I think should be trying to think of, I don't know how aware she would be technically of Tiss's oath and how all of it works, but she would be taking a long think about, is there anything that she would have to do, and would she really want to put one of her friends in a really sort of manipulated position where you're sort of overseeing everything that they do, and would she feel comfortable with that?
Yeah. Celia, you've known Tiss since the beginning. So you've come to know this lizard folk, very, very well. This marks a pretty significant departure from literally 16 levels of experiences with him. How does that make you feel?
Concerned more than anything else, because it's been such a core part of his character.
Do you
The
feel
idea
like
that
part of the team?
I mean, in a way, because Tiss kind of showed the value of community to all of us, and we had that kind of idea that we should try and save as many people as possible, and we should protect as many people as possible and do what is best for all of those people the entire time, probably because of Tiss's influence, but also just it's been such a core part of their whole approach that the idea that they would give it up because they weren't feeling as attached to it anymore is kind of like someone just casually announcing that they've had a midlife crisis. So it's pretty concerning. Salia's immediate reaction is like, do you need a hug? But she's just going to kind of give it some time and hope that they find their way back to some kind of faith.
And Tiss, you've now told your friends. Did that change the experience for you? Did it make it more real?
Not as what's the word? It's this is such a specific example, but like if you relate something from your past that you think is normal, and then other people react to it, and you kind of gather that it's not. It's kind of like that, I think. Yeah. Okay.
That definitely has happened to me. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, this happened, and the people are like, what?
Are you okay? Yeah.
Yeah. What? Is that not normal? Did that not happen to you? Oh, okay.
I think much in that way to Tiss, I think it was very unceremonious, and I think he was in a place to let go of it just because of the whole thing with Adius. Like, really, he's of the mind that his powers shouldn't have worked against his friends at all under any circumstance. So his faith was shaken, it buckled, and to him it was very unceremonious. But seeing, or rather feeling other people react to it, is putting him in a place where it's like, oh fuck, this is like worse than I am thinking of it right now.
Okay. So what's the next action that everyone takes? Tiss, are you gonna try the Dreamer's Thorn thing right now with Celia?
To Yemis first.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, actually, let me run something else by you all. I don't know if I told you about this, but I reached out to an entity known as the Kraken. Or rather, I think it intercepted my communications as I was trying to reach out to Mochi at one point. It told me that it would return Mochi if I freed its brother, who happened to be the Tarask. Uh, I thought about actually, as I say this, this is a bad idea. I thought about reaching out to the Kraken again through the dream. Uh, you know what? Never mind. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna use Dreamer's Thorn to um contact Yamis.
Can you paint me a picture of what this ritual looks like?
It when anybody uses it, they control the landscape. If it's like the benign version of the spell. So when Tis uses it, I think he starts himself out in as the courier for the message for the dream. He starts himself out in a field of black that slowly lightens into a dark blue. That kind of does like the Matrix gun thing, you know, where like they kind of come out of nowhere, but it's like coral reefs and rock faces and stuff, until eventually it pulls him into Yamis's realm, into like the little sand bar.
Fish are everywhere, and eels, and coral, and creatures
Swimming around, or
swimming around. You seek us?
I seek Yamis.
We are Yamis.
Um, I broke my oath to you. I imagine you know that, but
We are aware.
I wasn't as reluctant to let it break as I thought I would have been. Um, I felt betrayed. The powers that I got from you were used to harm my friends, and I don't think they should have been able to be used that way.
We are newly freed, but still weakened. We could not prevent it without stripping you of your powers, which you have chosen to do. Had we known that would be your choice, we would have done it. For a while, but no more. A creature. It was a powerful creature that knows the framing of the universe. No, an anti. An anti-god is the best we could come up with. He collected gods like toys, and only through intervention were we freed. And even now we are weakened. We vie for the mantle of Yemis, but do not hold it alone. We do, but your chosen tasks are important. We would not stand in the way.
Who intervened?
To save us? A brash and annoying elf. Her name is Urza, and she is annoying. But she freed us.
That's a little more acerbic than I'm used to you being. That's all right though.
Even within the community, sometimes there must be edges.
But I will be back, and I'll help you get the mantle again however I can.
If you would like, we would aid you if we could. If you would have us. No, it would not. It is
Okay.
not. Power is not. Power does not work like that on our level. Granting power, having people to grant power to, it increases our strength, doesn't decrease it. But you may not wish to be bound by our tenets anymore. Please, we will be here, biding, recovering. We are sorry that we failed you.
That wasn't your fault.
We still failed you.
You didn't let me down.
You let us down. A little clownfish swims up to you and just sort of politely starts nipping on one of your fingers. Yeah. Sort of looks at you. Swims not towards you, but in place. Have you anything else? Regardless of your choice, you will always be welcome in our community. Celia, Tis comes to consciousness.
I think Celia was like very kind of obsessively watching Tis to make sure he was okay and he didn't get like divinely smoked because he broke his oath or something. I don't know. So she kind of jumps when he comes back and it's like, "You okay? Are you fine?"
I'm not in trouble. Yemis was captured. Yemis was captured, and I don't even know what else, but by something that they called an anti-god, by something that was collecting gods like toys. I have no idea. I straight up said it was over my head and just kind of moved on just because it was. But they're not back to their full. They don't have the full mantle of godhood that they did before right now. So I told them I would come back and help them, but that I wouldn't need the bond, the oath, for the time being.
So you're not making a new oath to them?
Not with Jonas.
You're making a new oath to someone else?
So the options that I have that I can see are the six, of which Utia is the most obvious answer. Primordial god of life and water. That's right up my alley. But I think, and then Tis looks over at Lyra. I think we might stand to benefit more if I make an oath to the god that's with us now.
Okay, I mean, I get it. So you and Yemis are friendly friends, but not connected.
Not oathbound, but okay, yeah. So not
But
oathbound,
friends.
in a state of having failed each other in some way, but still good, I think.
Okay, well, I'm glad. I'm glad for that. If you made an oath to Lyra, what would you take? What would your oath be?
Oh, actually, that's not up to me. Yeah, it's
I don't know much about this kind of oath thing.
well, the promise itself, the conviction, the devotion, that's on my end. So I'm bringing that to the table, and I think maybe some follower power. I don't know. I think Yemis kind of implied that. But the oath itself, the rules, that's not up to me. That would be up to you, Lyra.
Are the consequences down to me as well if the oath is broken?
I think not. Yemis didn't seem. Actually, Matt, can I like query my just because I don't know above game? Can I like query my knowledge of the previous oath?
Yeah, why don't you make a religion check?
Okay.
Religion check about palinodes. We might have advantage on this. Oh, you've got a 23 anyway. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so fundamentally, when we're talking about paladin oaths here, there are two components that are most important. The first thing is whatever you are swearing has to be a difficult thing. Lyra, this is more for you than for Tis, but Tis can't swear to give up eating, chairs, because that's not a thing that Tis would find difficult to do. Right. So the power of the conviction is what grants the significance of the oath. And so it has to be something that Tis finds, in some sense, difficult to give up. Breaking the oath strips you of your power.
Right.
It doesn't matter whether you feel that Tis should not be stripped of power. If Tis feels that they have broken their oath, then Tis loses that conviction and therefore loses that power.
Right, okay.
Yeah. For Lyra, if you make an oath with Lyra, then Lyra's godhood will level up. You are a significant enough being that Lyra's godhood will level up, and if you break the oath, then Lyra's godhood will level down.
Just by my experience as a paladin, your powers would bolster, just like when you've gained other followers. And then similarly, if I broke the oath, you would lose that proportion of power.
I'm less concerned with the power that I would gain and more concerned with the power you will gain. I think you need something because you have all the potential. There's no point in wasting it. And I would be honored if you want to take an oath with me.
Well, I wanted to ask, in character. We know what the values of Yemis were, the community, and how much you believe in that. But what are the values of Lyra, or the values of the six that you most believe in?
I have a little bit of a twist on the conventional values, I think, and this is why I think Tis may struggle with some of it. I fully believe in protecting others and in helping people as much as you can, but I think it should be limited to helping those who have earned it, those who have deserved it, and those who are actually worthy. So I think Tis will just look to, sorry, not Tis, Lyra will look towards Tis, kind of solemnly, I think, and just say, I can't physically tell you all the time who is worthy of your help. Through knowing you after so long and knowing how much you value oaths and your commitment to them, think that you would make the right decisions in choosing who is worthy. But I think it will be difficult because this directly contradicts your generosity and your sense of community in everyone you've previously followed and adhered to. So at least in the beginning, I would still let you do and let you make those decisions, but I would err you with some caution and give you my thoughts first until I think, and I've seen you prove that you can make the same decisions I would. And then if a case comes where you don't do that, then I assume that the powers will be rescinded if help has been given to someone who is not worthy of that help, to your knowledge. I'd be willing to give guidance on that because I know it's something that is very alien and foreign to Tis. It's, for example, with Hoshio. He is one who has suffered so much and was essentially had no other options left and was at his wit's end. So I gave him power and I gave him help in exchange for him having suffered and gone through all of that. Pardon? Yeah, exactly. He hadn't hoped that somebody would break in there and save him. He still wanted power for himself to do something. He didn't ask me to go there. He asked me for power to help him do it himself. And so when it came to the case where he couldn't do that afterwards, he had proved to me that he's worthy of me intervening directly. I'd be more. No, I was just saying I'd be more than happy to.
Tis will pull, well, I guess his sword's already out, but he'll hold it blade side toward him and hand the hilt to Lyra.
I think Lyra will just air her hand over it, and some sort of icy mist will just smother it.
Beautiful. Tis, what do you swear? Or Lyra, what do you ask Tis to swear? I'm fine either way.
Tis, do you swear that you will do everything in your power to help those who have deserved it and those who are worthy of your divine help and are lucky to have your assistance, and only those who have earned it?
I'll aid survivors.
Then I am honoured to be able to bestow some powers to you.
Tis, your sword gives off a chill. Didn't before. And then you're used to it, but you can still see steam rising off it in the heat of the desert, as if it were made of ice. What do you think?
I think it might. Like, I think, I don't think this is like a hyperactive person, but I think I think in terms of assessing situations, they are kind of frantic in how they go about that. But I think this aspect of being like colder, of his blood being colder, of it slowing down things in the way that reptiles slow down when they get cold, is giving him a little bit more of like a calculating headspace. I think in the desert heat, all the perspiration that was on his scales kind of flash freezes and then melts away.
I love it. Out of game for a second, Marcus. Out of game for a second, Marcus. You can, and perhaps even should, seriously consider at this point, maybe not at this moment, but at this point, swapping out all of your paladin levels for a different oath paladin levels. Yeah. Because I am not so convinced that Lyra is an ancient. Now, I don't want to hurt. Yeah.
Spider, do you think, like primordial in any way, or was
Yes,
it kind of?
I think it absolutely was. But, well, I guess I would say take a look and see what you think. Obviously, if you want to stay, I'm not going to prevent you from staying. That's a out of game consideration. But to me, this seems like it's a pretty significant character change, and from that perspective, I could see a mechanical change as well. Mm-hmm.
The potato thing got incorporated, and it made me think a lot of Russia, of North Asia,
Mm-hmm.
and the survivorship thing is also like it's all playing into that sort of thing.
I totally agree.
It's awesome. Yeah, I don't even really have anything to say about it. It's just really cool.
Yeah, it does seem we found a theme haphazardly through experimentation and luck. Um, but I'm okay with that. Zero, how do you react to seeing Tiss's form change? Tiss swearing an oath to Lyra. How does that make you feel?
I think it's good. Like I definitely, as pretty much we can probably already tell, think that like the changing of a person to gain or lose power is fine. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not only very used to it, but I am very for it for my own purposes. So to see somebody else go through such a dramatic physical change, I don't think would like really have that much of an impact. So, but I think it's fantastic. I love it.
Mhm.
So,
Absolutely.
and I love that we're like coming closer together as a party.
Yeah, it's interesting. Tiss abandoning this oath of community has somehow increased your sense of community as a party.
Yeah.
You know, taking that. Don't give me too much. That was just don't give too much credit there. But you know, you get the idea. Okay. Lyra, you did this. And almost immediately, you start hearing other people inside your mind, new supplicants, new devotees, asking for help.
I think Lyra's not going to push them aside for now. She's just going to keep them there, but for the second, she's going to try and give Tiss like a handshake. I think.
Okay.
Because I think with the physiological changes, I think Lyra will see it much more of a maybe a spiritual kind of thing, where she can feel a lot closer, not just because of the bond, but now that Tiss has, I think using Marcus's own words, has sort of calculated, maybe more calculated demeanor and everything now. It gives a higher sense of familiarity now with Lyra. But I think she now sees a lot of sort of mirroring within Tiss after this bond has formed.
Perfect. How would Tiss experience it then, if not in the same way? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not just the physiological cold thing, but I think Tiss is just thinking a little bit more like Lyra now. Yeah.
Excellent. I love that. Okay. So, Monica's been sort of on the outskirts watching this whole thing. And, I think she comes up to Tiss after this and says, so, that's a big change.
Very different.
Yeah, seems very different. What, been coming for a while?
I think in some ways it was kind of sprung on me. My old oath was under duress in a way that I didn't understand until now. My God. Oh, Yemis, you know Yemis.
Yes, very well. I mocked you for being a Yemis supporter not that long ago.
I remember that. Yes, Yemis was captured. I don't know if you heard this, but they told me they were captured by something akin or something to be described as an anti-god. It was collecting gods. I think they're in their words as toys, which doesn't bode well. I didn't know what to make of it, so I kind of moved on.
That does not bode well. Don't suppose there's anything else you can tell me about it. Yeah. I mean, I know you said you moved on, but you didn't learn anything else?
Yemis said that it, what did Yemis say? It had some understanding of the framing of the universe.
Great.
the way you reacted to that concerns me. Should I be concerned?
It's mostly exasperation. I apologize. I'm not. My emotions are a little bit all over the map.
No, that's understandable.
One of my teams had dealing with someone else that sort of knew something about the framing of the universe, and every time it comes up, it's annoying. I don't really understand it, and it just exhausts me. It really is not anything you told me. I'm glad that you told me that. I just don't know quite what to do with that. Yeah. Well, if you get any more information, let me know, because I should probably tell someone that there's a thing called an anti-god out there. That doesn't seem like a good thing to have out there. Right. Yeah. That seems, yes. It seems like a bad thing to have out there. I am very stressed. I don't know which is worse, an anti-god or a god of death who's an avatar inside of a death knight.
Anti-god, personally.
Yeah.
But right now, since the anti-god has not actually attacked us yet, Death Knight.
Right.
Just wait till you hear about the powerful psychic we trapped inside of a terrace.
Zero Shadow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like, okay. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Like,
Tell me about
Bad
that.
thing.
Oh boy.
I get the impression that you don't really want to think about that right now. You've got enough on your
you're
plate,
right.
so.
Let's. Anything I've learned from the Grand Accord, it's that anything you do is going to cause more problems, so you might as well just try and solve the problem in front of you.
I agree. That's a good philosophy.
Is it? I have no idea.
Very pragmatic at the very least. I think we have that going for us.
Pragmatic. Okay. Yeah. We can work with pragmatic. I can deal with pragmatic.
I don't know if I knew it before today.
Yes. Well, I didn't think I would ever see a Yemasite who would then, go in a totally different direction. Yes.
Shall
What
we?
what do you call us?
What do you believe in again?
Oh, Sinanar, the god of shelter.
I do say Sinonite, but that sounds
Sinners.
far cooler.
Sinanarite?
Cinnamons.
It is cooler. We just say followers of Sinanar.
Yeah, but rule of thumb, if you ever see a powerful entity and this person in the same place, do not let them, like, there's a no contact rule. We're having, like, at least a buddy system at best.
At all. I shouldn't be allowed near powerful things.
Okay, I will bear that in mind. Shouldn't be allowed near powerful things.
No, we really shouldn't. Unfortunately, that means everyone should stay away from Lyra.
Everyone should stay near Lyra.
Wait a second. Didn't we just have... Oh, no.
Here we go again.
I did it again.
So, sorry, I lost track of things. We're heading directly to Rahotol?
Yeah, why not?
Sounds about right.
Sounds great.
And I think we should plan this time thoroughly.
Yeah.
I mean,
once we have more info.
Personally, I've never been to Rahotol. Has anyone else?
This is still in Brian, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And I haven't.
Right.
Okay. Can Monica, do you know anything about this city?
Well, I mean, I haven't really been here ever, but I've read, like, a report on it. I don't know if that really counts as the same thing. My experience is that reports, while useful and good, are really just lists of facts, and they don't really do a good job of giving you a narrative. But I'm happy to do my best.
I was mainly thinking, does this city have walls?
I think it does have walls, but the walls are going to be part of the inner city, not the outer city.
And if there is like a
So it's
moat or
like Barting
something,
say.
quite literally, we can. That's like the purpose of the upgrade that I installed up on the top. Is if there is a moat, we can actually carry our war wagon through it. So that is.
I'm sure there's no moat.
Damn it!
I'm
Where's
just
the
saying
shot?
it's a pretty, dry
yeah.
city.
A moat in the middle of the desert. I mean, it could be a thing.
If it is, then they would probably say praise Utia or something like that. But we'll get there. North it is. Let's see. Jack, can you roll a d20 for me?
You good?
I'm glad you didn't ask Lyra.
It's a random encounter generator. It doesn't matter.
7.
Okay. Who is? Are you all riding on the war wagon?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is keeping watch?
I think Lyra will be keeping watch.
Okay. Lyra, can you make a perception check for me?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Lyra, can you make a perception check at advantage?
Yeah, 24.
Absolutely. Lyra, much like the camel skull that you saw before, there seems to be a human hand that is just bone at this point, just sticking out of the sand.
Do we recognize that human hand?
We can
How
add it to you.
familiar are you with your friend's skeletons? Monica looks at you and smiles with her lizard folk smile. Really? There are 5 of them. They have joints. I honestly cannot even tell what species it is.
I think it's a brave knight. A brave adventurer. We gotta find out.
Can I use Mage Hand to go and pick up the hand?
I'm going to use Mage Hand to pick up the hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Mage Hand has a range of 30 feet, is that correct?
I believe so. 30 feet, yeah.
Okay. So you get within 30 feet. It seems stuck in the desert.
I'll run over and see if I can pull it out. Like if it is stuck.
Yeah, you want to run over and see if you can pull the hand out? So you hop off the wagon and run on over?
Yeah, we'll stop for just a second.
Sure.
Can you at least wear gloves?
At least wear gloves. Yeah, I got one glove. I'll use the gloved hand.
Sure. Hold on 1 second.
Why do you only have one glove?
Because my other glove got eaten multiple times.
When?
When I lost my hand.
Oh yeah.
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 Okay, so you hop off the wagon and you run over there. Tiss also heads over there. And you reach down to grab the hand. And you want to try and pull it out?
It's gonna pull you in.
It comes out easily because it is happy to ambush you. And it and many of its friends hop out of the sand and attack you guys collectively. Let's see.
None of them are friends. Like our friend skeleton number. What is it?
I'm named Skeleton B. Oh my god!
Aww.
My best friend.
Yeah, at some point we do need to find unnamed skeleton B. He was a brave warrior.
Absolutely.
He did.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
I don't want to end up in a face-off with him. I can't do that.
Oh, I don't think
It's
we
too
will.
heartbreaking.
He seemed like such a noble soul. There's nothing that could have swayed that man.
He's literally following our main enemy. And you're like, yeah, he's kind. He's sweet.
Well, he's going to kill him.
I'd kill him.
That's a lot of people. I just keep seeing more and more tokens appear on the map.
You know, that doesn't surprise me.
Terrified.
Yep. This hand was an ambush. You fell for it. Fell for it. And with that, let's see. I'm gonna take. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 attacks against Tis, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks against Zerial, and then we will roll initiative. I mean, I guess you could roll initiative now, but did I say 4 attacks against Tis? Is that what I said? Okay.
Oh, 3 attacks.
Okay.
2 attacks against
That
this. Why would
is,
you take
what is that? 25, 26, 25, and 23. Wow. But look, to be fair, look at my rolls. 18, 19, 18, 16.
That's not as terrifying as it
that's
seems.
all of them. That is going to be a lot of damage, though. So it's going to be 54 points of damage total.
What?
Tis. And then for you, Zerial, that's much more reasonable. That's 15, 9, 16, 17, and crit.
So it looks like the only one that hits is a crit.
Awesome. That'll be 21 points of damage. And with that, I would like everyone to please roll initiative.
So the real question is, do we bother fighting this, or do we just say, fuck it, back to the cart?
You've done it now.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, literally walked into this further than anybody else could have, but...
To fighting this encounter and any others is that we may level up, and then I have some pretty nasty undead fighting stuff at our next level. But there's also no guarantee that we do level up, so.
Yeah, very true. Celia, you
I think
have
it'll be a
Fireball,
while.
right?
I do have Fireball. You're standing right in the middle of the horde, though.
I have fire resistance. So even
Does
if it
Tiss?
does hit me. Tiss has
I'll just
hit
roast
points.
Tiss. Armor comes quickly.
Oh yeah, got a 20.
Mortifying. Oh wait, no, Tiss isn't a fish.
Just got a 2, 0, got a 21. Okay, that's the 2.
For whatever reason, I was
I
thinking.
don't think
Tiss was
lizards
a
like
fish.
being roasted either, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, but like what I was thinking is like the mortifying question of the fact, like if somebody was a fish person that they did get hit by a fire spell, would the smell be appetizing like to a normal human that eats fish? Like, and that is a fucked up question, but it's entirely true.
I'm not even gonna deign to consider it. Zerial, you beat them on initiative despite their ambush.
Of course, I was expecting a full-fledged ambush, as my tactical senses have always been honed so perfectly. Or I just got lucky. But yeah. So do we or do we not go for? Oh, let's see. Where's Tess? You know, I could go. Okay, so Celia, I could go down here, and you could clear out a significant portion of these guys with Fireball. Let's see. How do you do? Is this a thing? Oh, okay. Wait, how do I undo? Sorry, we're just now learning how Roll20 works. Like how many years in? But like no, you could get like a significant portion of these guys like right here with Fireball by just casting it basically on top of me. And like I could go and I could attack Big Boy over here.
Seems like not a bad plan.
Sure, go for it.
Okay.
I will happily cast Fireball on you.
I mean, I feel like there is some resentment in that statement, so we're just going to like
None at all. Why do you say that? Maybe I'll just go mad and start doing Chromatic Orb.
Isn't that a single target spell?
Okay, Zero, what are you doing? Your turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can action surge, and as a part of the action surge, I am going to arcane charge into the big boy right here.
Nice.
And I think I'll just go like right here.
Okay.
So we have extra action. Do I just use everything with attacks? Is that like the play here?
Yeah, this is a mob also, so if you overkill and there is a target next to it, you can overkill into that target.
Fair. Yeah, then I think that is the play. So I have to. Okay, so it's +2 extra attacks. These are different weapons, and then I can attack. Or in fact, how to play for dummies. There we go. I'm so glad that I make this thing. Like you can literally see it here.
Nice.
Like I don't know if it's updated, so we're just gonna trust it. But
It's correct.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So it's going to be a total of looks like 10 attacks, 6 shadow blades, and then 4 with each weapon for the double thing. Oh, and then Hex as the bonus action.
You want to cast Hex as bonus action?
Yeah, I'll cast it on the big boy. And then with Hex, you can actually transfer that to a new target, right?
Yes, as a I think as a is it a reaction or bonus action? I can never remember.
Let me check the spell.
I'll pull it up. You can use a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
So it costs a bonus action to cast, and then it costs a bonus action to move.
Fair. Yeah, so I'll hex the big boy, and then we'll go for the metric ton of attacks. So
do it.
6 shadow blades. 5, 6.
Do you have advantage on these or no?
Are they in shadow?
No, this is a bright sunny day on a desert.
Okay. And then yeah, it is a shame though, because if I do have advantage, I have triple advantage. So like we need to fight in the shade, boys. That's the real play right
You're
there.
the one who gave yourself Shadowblade in the desert campaign. I can't help you there.
You're right. I just assumed inside of a deep dark temple.
Went outside. What do you want from me?
I
you
know.
did it in the deep dark jungle. Anyway, that looks to me like 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, successful hits. If you would like to roll damage.
1, 2, 3, 4.
If you want to add 46.
Yep. I will roll 1, 2, 3, 4. And then with the rapiers, that's going to be 4 attacks. 4.
That's going to be 3 more hits.
Okay. And then 1, 2, 3.
And if you want to add 3 more d6.
Yes. All right. And then, let's see. Hex is not in the top 2, so it would not proc Tides of Chaos. That is it.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to use my reaction to punch the heck out of you.
Okay. Oh boy. And like the big boy hasn't died. How is he looking?
Like horrible.
Okay, good.
Like truly epically horrible. Like you did 104 damage.
Oh, what? Okay. I mean, yeah.
If I did my math correctly. Either way, though, I'm pretty sure 12 misses you. So his reaction to squash fails. Is that correct?
Sure.
Okay, Celia.
Cast some fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question though. Can I now have a lot of creating undead spells
Mm-hmm.
from that shaman.
Mm.
Having that knowledge, would I know how these are created or what's keeping them alive? And could I possibly dispel that magic?
So one of the problems with undead, principally, one of the problems with necromancy, one of the reasons that necromancy is sort of frowned upon, or sorry, not sort of, is frowned upon, is that once the spell is cast, the creature stays there forever. You recast the spell to maintain control over it. But creatures just, like, the problem with necromancy is I raise a skeleton, it doesn't go away until someone kills it. I can lose control over it, but it doesn't go away. Yeah, I mean, if you want to try and dispel the necromantic bonds that are holding these things together, sure. But the problem is that it's going to be one skeleton at a time. It's probably more efficient to fireball.
Yeah, that's fair. I will happily fireball.
Like if there's a surgical strike that you want to make, then it could be more powerful. But in general, my theory would be fireball's pretty good. It's a pretty powerful spell.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fireball.
Okay.
At level 3 for once, which is unusual for me.
Wow, at level 3? Wow. Dex save, correct?
Yes.
And what's your spell save DC?
18.
Okay, and where are you doing it?
I want to cast it right here.
Hold on one second. Fire thing.
Hey, so quick question. How does absorb elements like stack or work with the fire resistance?
It will double it. It will have it, it'll have it, and then have it again.
Woo!
What's the radius of a fireball?
Sorry,
20?
say again?
What's the radius of a fireball? 20?
20-foot radius.
Okay. Make you red. See. Okay. You happy with that positioning?
Actually, can you move it over a bit?
Oh yeah.
The other way.
No, that seems fine. we got the whole party in this.
Thank you.
Happy with that positioning? Okay, let's do the thing.
Yeah.
Let's do the things that matter the most first. Tiss and Zerial, can you roll your dex saves?
Go.
Okay, those are both failures. Tiss.
No,
it was a 12 fast. No, it is an 18. So Tiss, that'll be 26 fire damage unless you want to cast Absorb Elements. Jack, Zerial, you are you? I do not think you're within Tiss's aura. So that's an 11. So that is also a failure. Which means that it'll be 26, but you are resistant to fire, so that halves it to 13.
And I'm gonna cast Absorb Element.
That'll have it to 6. So you're gonna take 6 damage total.
I love it.
Meanwhile, the big guy who is hit, I'm gonna roll him first. I know he's going to fail, but I'm going to do it. 9. Okay, that gives him 26 damage. Actually, it's only 13. He is a desert ogre zombie. He is resistant to fire. Wahahaha. On the other hand, let's see. 2 zombies are in this. Neither of them succeed, and then skeletons. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of type 1. That's 1 success, that's 2 successes, that's 3 successes, that's 4 successes. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of type 2. That is 1 success, that's 2 successes. Okay. And you did 26 damage, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna more or less spread the successes randomly. Because there aren't that many of them. And I think I'll just probably space them probably closer to the edge in general. Okay.
So glad we have the wizard.
Okay. Just making sure everyone gets hit. Tis and Zero, you did what you need to do. Yes.
I need to.
Okay. Excellent. That makes it my turn to start mobbing you. Cool. Lyra, I'm gonna attack you 3 times.
Oh dear.
This round. I get an 11, a 13, and a 9. I assume none of those hit you.
They all miss.
Excellent. Okay. Oh, shoot, Monica. Lyra, why don't you take your turn while I load Monica?
Yeah. Let me see right now. I'm gonna stand still and aim and see if I can hit the one at the back.
Yeah, take that shot. 27 solidly hits, of course.
Awesome.
16 with the plus 11.
Ignore that bit.
Glad to have you back.
Do you want to add your sneak attack?
Yes, always.
Beautiful. Anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I feel like above game, for every follower that Lyra gains, can she have a +1 on her rolls?
No. That would be way
Okay, Matt, you say that would be way too imbalanced, and yeah, it's like we're talking about somebody who consistently rolls with +15, +13, and still gets normal rolls. So like, I'm not really sure it would be balanced. I think
I
it
feel
just
like
feels
she's
off.
just moved up into like another level of godhood. She should get a +2.
Oh yeah. Also, I'm very disappointed that she's not the god of unluck. Like that is a
I know,
thing that
that's-
could have happened.
I get that. Believe you me.
The god of misfortune
Oh,
is a thing.
dear.
I guess Tis
I'm
must
sure
be. I say maybe I should have made Tis give up on hitting.
Tis, you have to give up natural 20s. Maybe. I don't know. I definitely don't think that's true, actually. Okay. Monica, let's see, is going to move here. No, I guess she's not. But she is going to kill some people. Let's do this thing. Plus 14 to hits. Nice. Jeez. Cool. That'll be 3 solid hits. You know what? She'll spend that to get a 4th hit. Bam. And let's roll this damage. Nice. 1d equals 10, 2d equals 10, 3d equals 10, 4d equals 10. Okay. She will kill 1, 2 of these people. So with lightning speed, she pulls out a rapier and starts slashing these zombies, gutting one heavily and then another. And well, it's not gonna matter. Yeah. Okay. And these guys die and disappear, making it skeleton mob turn. Cool. Okay. let's team up and gang up on you guys. Yay. Okay. We'll do that. Celia. Not 1d29.
Yeah.
Does a 26 hit?
Oh, come on.
Both 26s will hit, and that'll be 2,
Yeah.
4. That'll be 38 damage to you.
30.
And oh, one of those didn't have advantage. Whatever. I'm moving on. My bad. I will not screw it up again though. Speaking of which, Lyra, first attack against you. 13. Does a 13 hit?
No.
Does an 18 hit?
Yeah.
That'll be 13 points of damage. Kiss against you. First one. Does a 27 hit? Second one, 22. And the third one, a 19. Okay, so that'll be 2 hits against you. So that'll be 10 plus 8 for 30 points of damage. I forgot a guy, so I forgot him. Zerial, against you.
I am surprised the big guy is still standing.
14 points of damage. Sorry, 14 to hit Zerial on the first attack.
Nope.
Second attack gets advantage. 21 to hit.
Nope.
22 to hit. Yeah, 22 to hit.
Yeah, that meets, so yes.
That'll be 20 points of damage. Okay, that's my little mob. Tis, that makes it you. Big guys are still standing. Oh, this fireball is not here anymore, by the way, obviously. But I just thought there's a chance a new fireball might be cast, so I'm going to leave it on the map.
This other ogre is alone over here, right? There's a couple little things on the map, but it's not skeletons.
No, those are zombies. These little guys, if you look at that token there, that's a zombie.
Oh, okay, that is something. Okay, I thought that was part of the map. All right. So in that case, I will move. Yeah, I'll use Misty Step to move over toward Cereal a bit.
Okay.
Over by this lad over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna swing at the big one.
Yep, swing away.
28 to it.
That solidly hits.
I'm going to do Divine Smite before I do damage.
Yes, you have to choose before whether you do a Divine Smite before you do damage, but after you hit.
Okay, and it's looking pretty bad.
It's definitely looking pretty bad. Also, I will say Cleave is in effect, so if there is an enemy that is also within melee of you, you can continue the blow into them if you overkill.
Okay, so I'll use a first level Divine Smite. It's 2d8 if I'm not mistaken.
He's undead, so extra die.
Yeah. So 3d8, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yeah, okay. So there's the normal damage.
Okay.
That's looking pretty good already. And then 3d8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He is dead, and also the other, let's see, so Tis swings their sword, slicing through this creature with mighty radiance, and continues to swing. Zerial ducks under the blade, and Tis continues the swing and slices through the other skeleton there as well. They're both dead now. No. Sadly.
Can I use my second attack? It totally could, right? But can I use the second attack as a part of my attack action with a ranged attack with a separate weapon?
No.
No. Okay, that also makes sense.
But you can move.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I will actually stay where I am. I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, this sucks for my giant ogre zombie thing. Because my movement is what? Oh, 40, 5, 10, 15, 20. Hey, I can get there. Galumphing across the field. Boom, 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 boom. And Zerial, you killed its friend, so it's going to attack you if it can.
Boy.
Oh, this was suboptimal. Does an 11 hit? Does a nat 1 hit? No. Does a 26 hit?
The 26 does hit, unfortunately.
Great. Well, then this massive great axe is going to slice you to smithereens with 16 points of slashing damage.
That is far less intimidating than it sounds. It sounds horrifying.
I mean, well, I rolled poorly.
Sure.
Let's see. As a bonus action, I am going to stare at Celia. Celia, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Good thing I just added 2 to that start.
Well, let's see you rolling that one then for karmic justice.
16.
The DC is 16, so that's a success.
Ha!
So nothing happens. So you do not take fire damage, and you are not paralyzed until the end of your next turn. Zero, you're up.
Let's see. So I've already used my. Oh, Tides of Chaos was a thing. I could have just re-rolled the deck save.
That's true.
Oh.
Too late now.
Yeah. Also Indomitable too. Like, man, I had so many things that I didn't have to use that reaction for. I guess it's early. So but yeah, so I think I am going to let's move Hex onto the new golem that just popped up in front of us. And then I will also, you know what? Let's cast. Everybody okay with me casting Darkness on it? Big guy.
Okay, why not?
Okay. Let's see. I just want to make sure. Or actually, hold person is a thing too.
Yep. It is a monster, you're right. Sorry.
Looks humanoid enough. Oh wait, yeah.
Hold person 5e. Sorry. It's a humanoid.
I can just.
Yeah, no, it's undead. Undead are not humanoids.
Oh, okay. Rip.
Sorry.
Let's see. I guess then it might just be attack.
Okay.
So let's attack a bunch of times. So
no action search this turn, but still.
Yep.
That's hits.
Shadow Blade, and then Rapier.
All 5 of those attacks hit.
Wow. Okay.
AC of 15. 15 above hits.
Yeah. And then let's just roll hex damage.
Mm-hmm.
5.
So that is 11, 13, 14, 15. 15 hex damage. Okay.
3, 4, 5.
So that is 20, 32, 39, 47. 47. Okay. He is looking real rough.
Nice. And I think that is it.
Okay. Celia.
Hi. Sorry?
The fireball was really useful. Do you want to do it again? Or rather, whatever you want to do is good. Sorry.
I'm tempted, but I am wondering whether 4d8 or I imagine 8d6 is better than 4d8.
4d8 is average 18 damage. 8d6 is what, 3.5 times 8. Average, I think, 20 to 8 damage.
Oh, so 4d8 is better.
No, 28 versus 18. The 8d6 is better.
Oh, right. Cool. In which case I will cast Fireball once again.
And feel free to center it directly on top of my ass.
What do you want to play?
I want to try not to get Tiss in it if I can help it, because that was a lot of damage last time.
Well, that's a
that'll do.
perfect placement. Look at that. That hits like every enemy except for like 3 of them.
Yep.
Wow.
Excellent. You want to roll that damage for me?
Hell to the yeah.
Can you pump more damage into that?
I will.
Do you want
I'll
to?
pump. Yeah. I will use Sanguine Augmentation and use 10 plus the number of hit points spent. Okay. I'll put in 20 more damage.
So you're turning this to 42 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's roll for the big guy. Dex save. Nat 20! No. Okay. So that kills the big guy. And no one else has that much damage left capability. So that's the entire battlefield. Anyone inside the fireball is now dead. So I'm going to just spend a minute here putting some X's through things.
Just casually like that, you know?
See, this is why we like the wizards.
It do be like that sometimes.
You know, AoE is really useful when you are dealing with... Oh, this person needs to make a roll. Oh my gosh, there's one character that needs to make a roll.
Fail.
They failed it, so they're dead. Even on a success, you're 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 dead.
Oh god.
Even on a success, you're dead.
You know what? I'm feeling pretty good about your decision to pump in that extra damage.
I am not
This is
going to-
doing absolute wonders for my ego, let me tell you. Oh, everyone's hitting people? I'm just gonna...
Alright. And I do believe I have to make a
Yep,
dex
I need
save
a
too.
dex save from you as well, Zero.
Let's go.
23, so that's having the damage to 21. You are already resistant, so that makes it 10.
Oh no, 10 damage.
That's the same amount as I took to create that spell.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, you obviously are the biggest threat, and these are trained to go after the biggest threat. Oh,
Cool beans.
I know that there's one that doesn't have an X in it, but you know what? I just missed it. It actually does have an X in it. So you're going to be attacked.
Cool beans.
Where are we? You are one of these things. Ooh, I could life drain you.
How to solve battles with simplicity.
Does a 20 hit, Stelia?
Yeah, it does.
You don't want to cast shield or anything?
Yeah, I will cast shield.
Then that prevents me from hitting.
Yeah.
Sigh. Okay, well, I think you're the last of those people that are alive because all the rest of them are dead. Awesome. Lyra, that makes it your...
Yeah, I'm gonna try and attack the one that's just tried to attack Celia.
Yeah, take it out.
Well, we'll see.
Are you aiming? I mean, it hits either way, but are you... I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, 25. Hit solidly.
Awesome.
8 damage. You want to add that sneak attack?
Always.
Beautiful. 25 plus 8, that's 33 points of damage on a creature that had 30 hit points left. It's dead.
Oh, nice.
You're really good at magic. That's very useful. I was prepared to do some things, but that was much more effective than what I was going to do. So I'm just going to continue to stab things with my rapier. And plus 14. Stab, stab, stab. I'm sure that's enough. Yes. What would that be? 3d8 plus 30? Jesus. Yeah, okay, that kills it. you did 42 damage to all targets. This powerful being here that is here to help you did 42 damage to one target. Oh my god, I get one more turn. I get to attack Celia one more time. Let's see how this goes. I no longer have an ally with me, so I do not get advantage. But I do get a crit.
That is so annoying.
The classic.
Interesting.
Literally have a 24 AC right now. You just had to get a crit.
I really did. And I'm going to try and drag you down as best I can. So I'm going to do the damage. 41 points of damage. And I'm going to require a dex saving throw here as I try to bury you in the sand and suffocate you.
Zerial, you did not get to laugh. This is your fault.
Dex save.
My fault.
16.
There was a possibility of a friend.
It is your fault entirely, completely. I am totally blaming you.
The DC is 14, so 16 is a success. So you are not grappled, nor are you pulled down. Tiss.
Fucking me, what's it called? Eldritch Blast.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Lyra.
Yes.
A question for you. How do you feel about Tiss's Eldritch Blast that is from you? Do you like that Tiss has this ability?
I very much like that he has this ability. We've seen it before in other fights, and it's incredibly powerful and more than I could ever do. So Lyra is very proud.
Would you like to empower this ability?
Absolutely, if I could.
Yeah. Okay. You willing to spend a fragment of your divine essence to grant power to this Tiss?
Yes.
Okay. Tiss, your Eldritch Blast now has the bonus that Agonizing Blast grants it, meaning it does plus your Charisma modifier and damage when you use it. Yes. Yes.
Can I refuse it?
Ooh. You want to deny your god's blessing?
Diminish herself for me to do like what is it? +5? That's a good amount. But
on every single Eldritch Blast you use. I don't think you understand how godhood works.
I don't. I don't think this does either, because the conversation.
I mean, to be fair, the reason you don't understand how godhood works is because I have gone out of my way to specifically weave lies about gods into this setting and the world. And so, despite the fact that Marcus probably knows more than any single player in the game, in any of the games, with the possible exception of Sarah, let's be real, because. But despite the fact that Marcus knows more than almost anyone who plays in any of these games, I am quite comfortable saying that no one really understands the mechanics for godhood. It is a little bit. It is not. I'm actually very strict with the rules of godhood, but lies not. Yes, the how they work in the world is very very specific, but the understanding of how they work, most characters inside of the world have some degree of something wrong.
Okay, so I think Tis gets the sense of this expenditure happening and has the compulsion to be like, oh no, you don't need to do that. But then is also like, I'm not going to tell my god what to do, and then just lets loose with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
does plus charisma modifier damage.
Hey, there's my first one.
It's 19 hits.
I'll do damage just in case. So that's 12 total.
Okay. Second one.
Where is it?
26 solid hits.
10 total.
10 total knocks it out.
Hey, I shoot the last one into the air.
You guys are very effective, particularly you, wizard Celia.
Thank you. I'm not very good at stabbing, but I can make fire.
And lots of it. That was very effective. That second spell seemed very empowered. I was quite impressed by that, I have to say. I've never seen a fireball that was quite that fiery.
Thanks. I boosted it a bit.
How did you do that?
Ways and means, you know. Ways and means. I'll tell you about it later.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
I just don't particularly feel like going into the
Evil blood
horribly
magic.
ambiguous morals right now.
You know, I think that's fair.
It's only a 13.
Yeah, I think she looks skeptical and like knows that you're talking about something that you don't want to cop to right now, but also like she doesn't really know what it is. And so she's not gonna press right now at this moment.
Man, we must be the sketchiest party. Like, it, honestly, like the fact that like she asked if we were like on our way to become a part of the undead army, and then she ran into the person who unleashed the undead army, who has unleashed other separate beasts, a god of spider and frost, an evil blood mage, and then like just a.
I'm not
really,
evil.
I mean, like
Questionable
sure.
moral.
Questionably
I'll
moral.
go with questionable.
Yeah, I did like basically like a weird looking bug creature. Like, I mean, we must be the shadiest party that like I've ever encountered.
I mean, she is taking it a little bit in stride, which is interesting. It kind of says something about who she is.
Sure.
Expect that.
She fits right in.
Say again, Asmus. Sorry, you cut out.
I was just saying she fits right in.
Just don't question things is the moral of the party.
I mean, Zero came back with like an extra set of arms, and we were just like, okay.
Everyone just went along with it. Zero's got extra bug arms now.
Right.
Yeah, so she I think she's tempted to press.
If she wants to press, like, that's fine. I mean, is the battle over now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. She can press if she wants.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't really feel like doing that whole conversation in the middle of a battle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything alive left on the field. I see some charred bones.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying? Just.
Oh, I've never seen a fire spell that was quite so robust.
Yeah, I boosted it. It comes at a price, but it's well worth it.
How did you boost it?
My own life force.
Your life force?
Yeah. Yeah. My blood specifically. Yeah.
See, I'm the evil one out of the party. don't worry about that.
I'm just gonna put my hands up and be like, yeah, I'm not. As a disclaimer, I'm not gonna use your blood. I'm not gonna do anything weird with anyone here's blood.
No, sorry. I'm more curious. You have unlocked the secrets of blood magic.
Yeah, you could say that. You would be correct in saying that. It's probably a better way of saying that.
And you used it to empower this spell.
Is that weird?
I don't know. I've never had any experience with using blood as a catalyst for magic. Nor have I known anyone who does. Can you empower any spell?
Any spell I know, I can. Yeah.
Could you teach other people to be able to empower their spells?
I might be able to, but that would come at a price and a lot of time and work.
And a lot of gold. Don't forget the gold.
I would want to make sure that you knew what you were getting into with that.
Oh, it wouldn't be for me. sorry, I'm not arcane inclined, you know.
Theoretically, who would this be for then?
Well, I mean, long term, I don't know if you'd be willing to become a teacher, but we certainly have like lots of capable and willing students who could learn something from this. Even if they just get to the point where they could empower some spells and make something that's weak more powerful, as long as they're not, going too far and sacrificing themselves, that seems like it might be a useful thing.
I can see where you're going with that, but unfortunately, this area of magic is very dangerous, and I don't feel comfortable teaching it to anyone at the moment. I have my own responsibilities as well, so I'm not really planning on becoming a teacher. But if there was like one individual, maybe, then I would consider, but not many.
You know, what you could theoretically do is you could make blood pacts with each student that you have to set moral guidelines upon how they can and cannot use their blood magic. That is a
I
possibility.
could. That is a good idea. But it also seems like a lot of responsibility, and I have a whole village of responsibility already.
Yeah, that is a good point, isn't it?
I have no objection to you having a whole village of responsibility. I'm totally down with that. I'm sorry to say this, though, and not to diminish what you're going through here, but your village of responsibility, it's part of, the world.
Yes, and I get where you're going to go with that, but...
Oh, right. I'm from the Grand Accord. I mentioned that, right?
Yes.
Did you?
But can you draft me or something?
No. Well,
then my answer is no.
I'm not requiring it. I'm just... It occurred to me that this is a type of magic that we could use that could help protect people.
And knowing a lot more about that magic, I say it is not.
Roll an intimidation roll. How would you help?
For a reason.
I got a 2.
Even with advantage, that's a 7.
Wait, I have lucky. Can I use lucky?
Of course.
That's not an at one, is it?
Oh, sorry.
13.
Is it halfling luck or is it lucky?
Oh, hang on. I don't know. No, it is halfling luck.
Oh, then no,
so,
you cannot.
2.
Yeah. 7 actually, because you're at advantage because this helped you.
Brilliant.
She drops it for now, but she's definitely. But you see a look in her eye where she's like, "I'm not gonna give up on this. There's a chance that this could be the edge that we need to save a lot of lives." Is definitely her perspective. Roll an insight check for me, Celia.
I wouldn't be too hasty on
26.
it.
Yeah, you get the feeling that this is very much someone who is like the ends justify whatever path one would choose to take, if the ends are moral.
I'm not.
And she's...
The thing is...
Yeah, I mean, just to put this in perspective, whether you realize this or whether you, Celia, realize this or not, from a above game perspective, what she's worried about right now is an alien invasion. And she's like, oh, maybe blood magic could help us survive an alien invasion. So that's where she's coming from, but she's dropping it for now.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason that Celia is so against this is that she saw what it did to Roku, she saw what it did to Adius, and what it's done to her, and that's only 3 people, and you can't really unlearn something once you've learned it. It's not like a power like Lyra's where I could give and take it. Yeah. Once I've taught these people, I just have to deal with the fact that these people are out there and can make their own choices now.
No.
I don't like that.
This is what I'm saying. You don't technically have to do that, right? This is because of like
I'm also
the
not
blood
comfortable with teaching someone with the stipulation of like, if you disobey me, I'm going to kill you. You will die.
It's not even like a disobeying. It's like you could set moral guidelines that it has to be used for good, and like that anybody that they would teach, right, has to have the same stipulations, right? Like it would have to be worded very, very carefully, but like it wouldn't be something that like is impossible to literally make an entire like it, you could remake blood magic into something that is forcefully effectively neutered, but like in a good way, right? Like people would be unable to use it for bad intentions and purposes because nobody who knows it would not be under the contract that them themselves or that others would put on them, like for their descendants. So they could pass it down, they could learn, but they couldn't use it in bad ways.
I mean, I'm okay with that, but I also like I don't. Let's not apply. I get where you're coming from, Zerial, and I really appreciate your help in this conversation because I totally am with you. But let's just let Celia think about it for a little while, okay? Let's not. I don't want to apply too much pressure here because I certainly recognize that like right now the most important thing is that there's a death god in the north, and I am trying to help solve that problem. And I apologize, Celia, that I pushed too hard and that I got to a position where I started thinking about my next problem rather than my current problem. And I apologize.
Yeah, fair. I agree.
Thanks.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. We'll focus on this problem.
Do you need
for
to
now.
heal?
Yeah, I need to take care of myself. I'll be right back, and I'll get in the cart.
I was offering.
Start drinking some
okay.
potions.
Want I could okay.
Do I hear her before I get in the cart?
Depends on how fast you walk. I think it's up to you.
So I'm just imagining Celia like speed walking away. No, I'll hear her. I'll kind of like not massively enthusiastic about it, but I'll go over and accept her help.
Yeah, I think she casts. Sorry, Tis, do you say anything? Sounded like you were going to say something. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Celia MVP, obviously, but just all around, yeah, we killed.
Hell yeah, that was hell yes. Yeah, she's gonna cast heal on you and give you 70 hit points.
Wow, I don't need that many.
She casts it anyway.
Thank you.
And I think, as she does, Celia, internally, you feel something like just like a gentle knocking inside, like someone trying to get your attention subtly inside of you.
I'll kind of say like, hang on a second, like sit down, turn my attention to that.
Can you roll a charisma saving throw for me?
Oh god.
Not a bad thing.
5.
You try as hard as you can, but you can't. Whoever's trying to get your attention subtly is too subtle, and you can't feel
them. Okay. I don't like that.
It didn't feel scary, it felt friendly.
Yeah, but that kind of feels like maybe something from the Temple of the Six that I should be paying attention to.
You have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior. Advanced tactics.
Our Lord and Savior Kiltix.
And I think on that note, we will end today's session. Let's hand out some experience points, yeah?
Yeah.
You guys are level 16. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's do the math on the combat for my sake first. Okay, so that was Okay. Plus. What are you guys? Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay. Beyond the combat, what else do you think you deserve experience points for today?
Yes. Got
Yeah.
a new god. And also spoke to Yennis.
Yeah. Tis. Marcus, you did a lot today. What actions in particular do you think were easy, medium, hard, or particularly difficult? Yes.
Okay. I thought I might have misheard you just because it was a lot at the moment. But
Yeah.
did Yemis say that I failed them?
Yes.
Okay. I based mostly on that would place that at hard. But I'm open to you reevaluating that.
I totally agree. I think that's the exact place for it. Yeah.
Lyra. I would so certain aspects of that I think are hard. The survivorship thing just has no problem with the this may not make sense, but with the positive space of it, like the filled out spaces of it, where he has to help anybody who is trying to survive, who has earned it in that way. The negative space of that is that if somebody has given up, he's going to have to just kind of let them give up. So that aspect of it is hard. I don't know if that would make the whole event hard, but I would place it at least below that. Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, I would be tempted to call it medium right now. And then when we see the difficulty of you doing it, right? For example, what if you see someone who's struggling very hard to survive, who therefore needs your help, but they're struggling to survive against you? Or what if we see someone who is very clearly a dear friend, but has given up? I think that there's an argument that like under under Lyra's oath, you would not have been able to help Serope. Now there's ways around it. You would have been able to help Celia, who was helping Serope. But you know, it does make it is tricky. I think it's a really interesting and compelling and difficult place to be. I'm excited. Yes, I think swearing the oath is a medium. Upholding the oath may create hard or even extremely hard situations. I strongly agree. Anything else that you want to get credit for? I was speaking to Tess, but I'll move that actually to everyone. I'll give you easy points for that.
Okay, cool. I think that's all I have.
Sounds good to me. Anyone else?
Letting someone outside the Temple of the Six know about blood magic.
Yeah.
And that whole conversation.
What do you think? Easy, medium, hard, very hard?
I think medium, but that's going to be an ongoing thing.
Yeah, absolutely will be. Medium now, but it will continue. Absolutely. Anything else? How about falling for an ambush? I'm gonna give you guys points for that.
Yeah, I still supremely disappointed that we didn't run into a new skeleton beat. Although I am kind of curious as to why there are so many like undead and skeletons in this place. Like, if there are things around being protected by these.
Interesting. I wonder.
Influence.
Yeah. So, but yeah. And then clearing it out with the utmost efficiency that I think I've seen.
Yeah, that was spectacular. Anything else that you guys want to get experience points for? I've got one more that I know I'm going to give, but I'm curious if you guys come up with anything else. Lyra, you got a new follower. I'm giving you experience points.
Yeah.
You now have an avatar working for you.
Yeah, an extremely powerful one too.
Yeah.
You and I will talk about some Godhood stuff actually this week, but that's okay.
Wait, Tis?
Yeah,
Is Tis an avatar?
maybe.
Oh shit.
We'll see. You're not yet. I'll certainly say that, but you have opened up the door to potentially being one, whether you realize it or not. Anything else that anyone wants to get points for?
Ball in terms of arcane like expertise, prowess, but also in terms of style, was certainly something, because we can
Points.
yeah, we can like clear a battlefield, but to clear one in one turn, that's huge.
I'm down. Yeah, I'll give a style point advancement. I'm totally down with that. I will definitely give a style point advancement. Okay. That was a pretty good session. Yeah.
Tis breaking his oath.
Yeah.
Because like Tis, like I was thinking this while he was describing it, while Jack was describing it. Like Tis doesn't think of it that way at all. Like it was just the product of circumstance and something that was kind of coming anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, to me it's like very heavy, and if Tis had known, Tis would like try to assuage that guilt, but you know, he doesn't.
I love that. I think that's great.
Unfortunately, that's like a bug that's just kind of stuck there, because I think Zerial would be a little bit too proud to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just air that out.
Yeah. Fuck, like I probably wouldn't be able to intuit that he feels that way either, man.
Yeah, and like that's unfortunately it comes with like the part of being like a leader of what are effectively people forced to be strong, is like that forced strength, which I think a lot of people can like kind of relate to in ways, but it's just one of those things that's just very difficult to you know, go for and deal with, and I think it's a very real thing, so definitely interesting.
Okay, then with that, that'll be 9,700 experience points each. And with that, we will call it a session. Thank you all so much for playing. This has been a lot of fun. Anyone who's watching, thanks for watching. Hope you're living a good and happy life. Please do the best you can to take care of yourself and take care of others. And as always, don't forget the best advice that I can possibly offer you is don't forget to call your cat and feed your mom. Bye, everyone.